Influencers are normalizing things that are not normal, okay? There is a lot of value in watching somebody who seems just like you market their stuff. It encourages and breeds a culture of overconsumption that is absolutely worrying. We are in literally the era of excessively buying. Everybody was just like, I want a Stanley Cup, I want a Stanley Cup, forgetting that Stanley Cups cost almost 2,000 Rand. Doesn't make any valuable economic sense to be spending so much of, a lot of us, money that we don't have on these frivolous things. Oh, hell no. Listen, I'm already thinking about the wastage, okay? You don't need to drown yourself in debt just because your favorite influencer says that this particular lipstick or lip gloss, you need to get it in these other 6, 7 colors. No, you don't. Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to another video. This is an I Have Thoughts, but this is going to be a series and it's going to be called the Deinfluencing series because I feel like I haven't seen enough South African content creators actually talk about this, or even African content creators talk about this. But if you know of some, please let me know down below because I definitely would love to follow their content. As always, thank you so much for being here. Thank you for choosing me over and over again. It is a new video and I'm really excited to do this one. I've got a lot of videos that we're going to be watching today and going through, but I wanted to talk about this because this is actually getting out of hand and I'm starting to see it grow in the South African space, and I'm just like, wow. Not only do I watch South African content creators, but I've got examples as well from American content creators and all of that, and people who are reacting to this kind of thing. This is the Deinfluencing series. If you want to see this video, definitely like, subscribe, watch the ads, join the channel because there's going to be many more coming in the Deinfluencing series. But today we're going to talk about overconsumption. We are going to talk about consumerism and how it has led to overconsumption. And I'm starting to see it a lot in this space that I'm in. And I want you to know that influencers are normalizing things that are not normal, okay? I want to talk about this, right? So because of society and because of social media and because of the fact that we're constantly watching social media content creators, right? We're watching makeup artists, we're watching people who are, just living lifestyle vloggers, things like that. We are watching people who are gamers. We're watching all different types of content creators. And we are starting to see, well, at least I would like to think that we are starting to see that there is a growing trend of overconsumption in the social media space, and it's being normalized. Content creators are normalizing the fact that they are doing ridiculous clothing hauls, Shane, I don't know, ridiculous clothing hauls. They are overbuying makeup products. They are overbuying certain things like bookish content creators, right? Buying them. And I feel like to the people who are watching this, they are thinking that this is normal. They are thinking that there's nothing wrong with the fact that Katleho has a ton of books in the house and she loves to read and she constantly buys books, forgetting the fact that when you are a social media content creator and you are in the space of books, you get gifted books quite a lot, right? So they're not spending as much money as you think that they are. If you're in the makeup space, you are gifted boxes and boxes of PR makeup. Or skincare space, you are gifted tons and tons of skincare, and we are consuming this, and it's starting to look like it's normal, and it's not. It's not. So I want to share with you this really big problem that seems to have surfaced, especially in the content creation space. to the people who watch these content creators. I'm going to use the South African space, but I'm also going to use the American space because we're well on our way there. Not only does overconsumption breed consumerism, but it breeds debt as well, because a lot of the time you're thinking, I want to have what Katleho has, right? I want to be able to have a bunch of water bottles or fancy cups and glasses and things like that. And she's always showing me new things every single week or every other month that it's okay. When in actual fact, it's not. For many, 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 many years, people have lived quite normally on a budget and not having to spend money each and every single week or every other week or every month, right? Content creators are normalizing traveling like it costs peanuts to travel. Right? It doesn't matter how frugal you are. At the end of the day, traveling costs money. It doesn't matter whether you are traveling first class, business class, economy, or, whatever it is. It doesn't matter. You're spending money. And if you're going to be traveling like every other week or every other month, that is not normal. For a lot of content creators that are in that space that have been doing it regularly for many years, they are gifted those kinds of things. And I want you to always remember that they are gifted. A hotel will call you and say to you, come stay with us free of charge. You don't have to worry about anything. We will pay for your flights. We will pay for your accommodation. We just want you to come, bring your camera along, and put us on social media. Market us, because brands are now aware that there is a lot of value in watching somebody who seems just like you market their stuff, or market their products, or market their hotel, or market their makeup, or market their skincare. They know that if Katleho or Naledi is saying it, they know that chances are the people who follow them are going to go out there and cop these things. And there's nothing wrong with that. I genuinely feel like there's nothing wrong if you've been following Katleho and Naledi for 10 years or 5 years, or whoever else it is that you've been following, that you trust their opinion. You trust the fact that if she's mentioning this skincare item, then it's probably really good. If she's mentioning this bag, or if she's mentioning this makeup item, it's probably really good. Or if she's talking about this destination or this hotel, it's probably going to be something worth spending my money on. I get that, right? You place a lot of trust in the content creators that you watch because you think that I've been following them for years, forgetting that they get paid to do all of these things. They get paid to show the cars that they're driving. They get paid, not only is the car is the company gifting them that car, but they're paying them to create the content with that car. So it's a lot. But let's get started. Let's talk about it. We are in literally the era of excessively buying. I don't know how people are doing it in the South African space, in the South African economy, in the economy of the world. For many people, it's sad to say, but it's actually true. People are living from paycheck to paycheck, and it's really a struggle to see. It kind of seems so tone deaf to watch a content creator who's buying makeup every single week, or buying Shein products, hauls galore from Shein every single other week or every month, and you're thinking to yourself, what? It's tone deaf to somebody who's seeing it and knowing the status of the economy and all of that. It's just like, how are you posting this, right? But they're getting paid to do so, right? They're getting gifted free merchandise, but at the same time, they're getting paid to do so. And these are some of the videos that I came across that I think it's really, really important for us to watch and see, so that we can dissociate ourselves from this trend of overconsumption and consumerism. Are you ready? Because I know I am.
Something that I'm really not starting to find very appealing is overconsumption. People who are really into overconsumption. I don't even want people in my space who are into overconsumption, because life is not that serious. The economy is way too fucking tough for you to have every single thing. Every newest iPhone, every newest iPad, every newest whatever. It's called conspicuous consumption. you're actually not buying that thing because you need it. You're buying it because you know that having access to that particular thing will give you a certain level of status within society, because unfortunately people measure how well people do by their material wealth. But overconsumption in this economy, and also life is not that serious for you to overindulge that much. But at the same time, I get it, because I'm like, I could die tomorrow. But I'm like, if I die tomorrow on my deathbed, I'm not going to think, oh my God, I should have gotten that fucking Stanley Cup. Probably fucking not. So I don't know if it's just me, but I don't want that shit ever in my space. Like, let's be for real.
I loved that because she used the Stanley Cup. The Stanley Cup blew up in the South African space when people, and I was already seeing the content from the Americans, right, when it comes to Stanley Cups and things like that. But the Stanley Cup blew up once it reached the South African shores, and everybody was just like, I want a Stanley Cup, I want a Stanley Cup, forgetting that Stanley Cups cost almost 2,000 Rand. And when you are watching your favorite content creator show up with a Stanley Cup, you're thinking, that is what I need to have, because when I have that, I will look cool. I will look, because people base their worth and their value on material things, which is what this girl was saying. So not a typo cup, absolutely not. I mean, Katleho has a typo cup, but that's not cool. I want me a Stanley Cup, and they'll go out of their way to get a Stanley Cup. You will run yourself into debt. If you've got an at-home account, at home, or a TFG account, you can get a Stanley Cup in debt, right? And so because of that, this incessant need for consumerism and wanting to have what your favorite influencer has, it runs you into the debt, because they could have been gifted that Stanley Cup, or they could have bought it because they've got large amounts of passive income based on the work that they've been doing or the campaigns that they've been getting, that they want that Stanley Cup. And when you think about it, Stanley Cups are really pretty. As somebody who loves water bottles, but that is something that I have never been influenced to buy, because it just doesn't make sense to me to spend that kind of money. 2,000 Rand, 1,700, 800 Rand on a cup. I mean, that should be the only cup I have. And at this point, we sit here and we think to ourselves, no, if I have this cup, then it means that I'm cool. I'm part of the cool squad. Let me show you a video of somebody who has ridiculous. This is a woman who is reacting to somebody, an American creator, who has ridiculous Stanley Cups. Shall we watch?
I do not understand. It is overconsumption. And this is a prime example that I saw on the internet. Why would anyone actually need 30 to 40 to 50 of the same exact cup? This right here probably cost this person, what, $2,000? Imagine what else you could buy for $2,000. I don't get this. And before anyone's like, it's not your business, I'm very aware of that. But on my platform, I try to talk about Deinfluencing. So I would never come on here and promote this and be like, this is the lifestyle that we should be trying to live. What is this? Yeah, they're pretty. Like half of them still have the wrapper on them. So are we just buying $40 to $50 cups just to look at them, just to be able to say, look at my collection of water bottles, pretty much? Another example I saw on Facebook, and when people asked her, like in a respectful way, why do you have that many Stanley Cups? She said it's simply a collection. She likes to collect them. It's a thrill to find another one so that she can hang them up. Like, look, I think almost every one of these have a tag. They are brand new. Will she ever drink them? I can't fathom in this economy thinking that I need to spend thousands of dollars on a cup. Like,
that is actually insane. I'm going to cut this video because a lot of them are long, but that is actually insane. You have content creators who are buying multiple of the same thing, just in different colors, because they wanted to match with their outfit, because they wanted to go with their vibe for the day. A lot of the time, these things become so useless because people move on to the next big trending thing, and they end up throwing these things out or giving them away, or it just leads so much to so much wastage, right? On top of the fact that there's so much fast fashion and trends, and what it's doing to the globe as a whole is frightening. And you watch people buy these things like crazy. Let me show you the whole makeup one. Let's do that.
Let's talk about why individual consumption does matter. While I am no expert, over the years I have learned more about overconsumption and how it impacts your finances and your mental health, and the fact that it does actually leave a huge impact on our environment. I'm not going to spew any numbers at you in this video. You can look those up with a quick Google search, but I do want to pose a few thoughts for your consideration. We've adopted the idea that climate change isn't on us as the individual consumer, and ultimately our purchases mean nothing in comparison to big corporations like the air travel or fast fashion industries, which in a lot of ways is true, but not entirely. It upsets people to think that they could play some part in the bigger picture of things, and we don't want to sacrifice our wants and needs at the risk of unhappiness in our very short lives. The act of buying new things is often intertwined with this feeling that life is somehow more significant in some way, but really, we don't always treasure the things that we buy long term.
Look at that. Just it's frightening to even see it. There is no way you can have so much skincare, so many water bottles, so much makeup and all of that. And let me tell you something, I'm guilty of this because when I started with YouTube, I wanted to buy all the makeup. I was a beauty makeup person, right? So I wanted to buy all the new makeup, your Urban Decays when they came out in South Africa, Fenty. I wanted everything. I wanted all of them. And let me tell you, it put a dent in my pocket. Forgetting that all of the things that I'm seeing online and all of this, these are content creators who get gifted boxes and boxes of Maybelline products, of Fenty products. I've seen it. My sister gets them all the time. And I'm thinking, I'm going to go there and go to Fenty. And with 2,000 Rand with Fenty, you get 3 things. It really isn't, it doesn't make any valuable economic sense to be spending so much of a lot of us money that we don't have on these frivolous things.
Yes.
It encourages and breeds a culture of overconsumption that is absolutely worrying. Now we are sitting there thinking, I just want the clothes, I just want all the good things and all of this. That's fine. I want to look good. But when has it ever been okay to always step out wearing something different? Every single time you are outside on the streets, you can't be seen in this jersey more than once. That's ridiculous. How does that make sense? We've gone and normalized buying fast fashion, which is what I'm about to show you, especially in the South African context, that blew my mind. I was like, what do you mean you spent 5,000 Rand on a Shein haul? Can you imagine how big that box would be? It's bonkers. Just because you want to go out and be seen in something different. That is great for them, especially when they get gifted that stuff for free. Who wouldn't want to step out in something different every single time because you got it for free? Not only that, you got paid a certain amount to shoot that content and put it on TikTok or on YouTube. You got it for free. However, when we watch it and we're thinking, this is a bit frightening. No. It encourages unhealthy living. It really impacts your mental health because now you're sitting with scores and scores of clothes that you only wore once. And we are watching it as the followers thinking, that's what I want. I want that jacket and that dress and those shoes in those different colors and that coat and that knit in 5 different colors because Katleho got that knit in 5 different colors, forgetting that Katleho got it for free, forgetting that it was passive income. Let me show you a Shein one in the South African space. And I want to make this very clear. This has nothing to do with the content creators I'm showing you, and it has everything to do with how unhealthy this is. This is not okay. Let's go.
Unbox with me my first giant order for 20,962 rands. I hate LOL. I'll share custom charges on my next video.
Shein haul?
It's her dumping them out from a big box and dumping all those clothes out. It's when have you ever bought clothes of that quantity, of that amount of money, and you're dumping them out of the boxes, probably different colors, probably? That frightened me. When I was looking at that, I'm like, what? And here's the crazy thing. When you're on TikTok, a Shein ad is going to come up every 5 TikToks that you watch. Every 7 TikToks that you watch, you are going to find a Shein ad that comes up. Because why? In the South African space, they know that the girlies love them some Shein, and they are prepared to spend bonkers amount of money on Shein. Let's continue. Oh, hell no. Listen, I'm already thinking about the wastage, okay? Like I said, this has nothing to do with her as the content creator. It has to do with how frightening it is to actually look at that. I'm already thinking I need to try all of those on. I need to throw out those plastic bags. I need to find space and make space in my wardrobe. I need to this. Already it's stressing me out. As somebody who just cannot watch this stuff without really being anxious, just watching it really it has me thinking, absolutely not. Absolutely not. And these Shein hauls happen every month or so, because clearly they're doing really well with Shein, and Shein is paying them. But she said she spent 20,000. So Shein didn't pay her for a damn thing. She spent 20,000 rand. Do you understand how much money 20,000 rand is? Gosh, and she's such a pretty girl. That's insane. That's insane to me. Here's another
3,000 Rand Shein order. This Shein order is absolutely unreal. You are going to be blown away when you see the price that I paid for these amazing products. Let's get straight into it. First up, we have this super cute hair accessory that I got in not only 1 but 2 colors, because I wanted to level up my outfits, and these are literally perfect for doing that. I am beyond happy with this scarf. It was so soft to the touch and didn't scratch or itch my skin like a lot of other scarves do. I love matching sets, and what I love about this set is it's not only comfortable, but it just looks super graceful and elegant and feminine. If you're like me and you're trying to upstyle your outfits this winter, scarves are literally your best friend. You can upgrade your look without spending an arm and a leg. I'm so obsessed with this claw clip, and I love the detail. It's so easy to use, and it goes with every outfit.
baby. Can't we get a claw clip from King? This camp. Oh, Walina. Like, she's such a pretty girl. Oh my God. All these women are just so gorgeous, but I just feel like this is the kind of content that breeds consumerism and makes you, as the consumer who's watching, the consumer who's watching this content, it makes you feel like what you have is not enough. It makes you feel inadequate. It literally impacts your mental health terribly. And at this point, I just think that somebody's going to call this out. Somebody needs to speak about this and call it out, because it's really not okay. Not only that, it impacts your finances as well. Do you have 20,000 Rand that you can spend on Shein? Do you have 20,000 Rand that you can spend on different Stanley cups? 20,000 Rand that you can spend on makeup? It's bonkers to me, and I just don't understand. And I need you to know that what you have is enough. It's okay for you to have 1 foundation, maybe 2 if you want to stretch it. I cannot tell you the amount of makeup I have thrown out because I could not use half of it. And next thing I know, 2 years has gone past and I have to throw it out. It's not going to be good for my skin anymore. You need to be cognizant. It is okay to have 1 eyebrow pencil, maybe 2 or 3 lipsticks instead of 10 of them or 20 of them. It is okay to do that. Look at this. Not even gonna lie, the phone case cover one, guilty. Okay, the water bottle one, guilty. Up until a certain time, I don't do that anymore, right? I only, if I really like it, right? I don't do that anymore. If I really like it, I'll get it. But at some point in my life, I was just getting them for the sake of getting them. Phone cases, tablet cases, listen, water bottles, listen, before I even became a book content creator, when I started reading and doing book reviews and all of that, I was buying books like crazy. Now I don't buy books. I don't. I rarely ever. I buy books every couple of months because I get gifted them. And this is one thing you need to know and always remember. They get gifted this kind of stuff. Let's continue. So I need to cut out that sound because I'm going to get copyrighted for it. But are you seeing this? And I was guilty. Notebooks, books, water bottles, all of this. It isn't normal. It isn't normal. And I never want you to forget this. You need to know that it isn't normal. It's okay for you to have one or two things, one or two water bottles, maybe three if you're stretching it, whatever, right? It's water bottles. It's just going to give you water. And there's certain things that I have just I've de-influenced myself on. And let me tell you, excessive makeup, Stanley cups, couldn't care less, okay? Book buying, not doing it anymore. I'm literally buying the book because I like it and I've been waiting for that book. And that'll happen every couple of months. I'm not bothering myself. Do I get gifted books? That is why. Right? So at the end of the day, I need you to remember that is why all of this is happening. There is no need to overspend. If you do not have those kinds of finances and passive income, you do not need to overspend. You don't need to drown yourself in debt just because your favorite influencer says that this particular lipstick or lip gloss, you need to get it in these other 6, 7 colors. No, you don't. You absolutely don't. You can get them in one or two of your favorite colors, sure. A nude lipstick. I used to have tons, different shades of nude lipsticks. I don't do that anymore. That's not my cup of tea, So I really want you to pay attention to that kind of stuff, right? We're going to wrap it up with this. So we're going to wrap it up with people who are going to de-influence you on certain things. Are you ready? We're going to wrap it up with this.
I'm gonna piss some people off in a sec, but here goes. Fast fashion, overconsumption, and influencer culture has helped normalize some pretty messed up behavior. Doing new clothing hauls every week and every month is not normal. It's also not normal to buy luxury goods and act like you're just buying groceries. It's also not normal to constantly be off on holidays or retreats. Not normal to own storefronts worth of beauty and makeup products. We're constantly seeing this type of consumer behavior online, and then it suddenly starts to feel normal. But not only is this super unrealistic for people, it's also super unsustainable. Also, it's not a human right to be able to afford cheap and trendy clothing. In fact, people have been on budgets long before Shein existed. Shein is not that old. Borrowed, swapped, got secondhand clothes, got clothes from older kids, and whenever we got a piece of clothes from an actual store, it was something special. Now I sound ancient. I'm just tired of seeing both regular people as well as influencers defend this type of consumer behavior like it's their right. Like their trendy outfit is worth more than the waste and exploitation it cost. Buy less crap and start unfollowing the creators that romanticize overconsumption. Trust me, you will be so much better off.
I think she put it perfectly. Do not follow people who romanticize overconsumption. We are not in spaces where we can buy groceries worth 3,000 Rand every week, where we're just buying groceries like crazy. I don't even do that, bro. But I'm watching content creators buying 3,000 Rand worth of groceries every single week. it makes me even feel bad in some kind of way. Like, am I not doing enough? And I really don't want you to think that way. I want you to think that this is not normal. Yeah. I just want you to think about it. We'll wrap it up with this. Should we wrap it up with this? Okay, let's see.
Let's talk about some things that TikTok has made us feel are very, very normal in terms of our consumption habits that actually are not super normal. And if your life doesn't look like this, or if you're not doing these things, but every single time you get on this app and you see influencers doing it and you're like, does everybody live this way? Like, does everyone's life except for mine look like this? I just want you to know you're not alone. Like, let's just bring attention to it and let's talk about these things that seem normal but aren't normal. Number one is wearing a new outfit every single day. Like, you guys know these videos I'm talking about where they're like in their bathrooms in the morning and they're just like ripping open like a new...
So my camera is about to die. I'm going to wrap this video up here now. Let me know if you like this de-influencing series, because I really think it's important to have these kinds of conversations. I will finish off the video with this video because it is a 4-minute long video, but I really want you to watch it. Some of these things are not normal, and I really want you to take that into cognizance when you think about it. I'm going to start with this de-influencing series, and let me tell you, I ain't afraid to talk about it. As somebody who has been in the space where I've collected these things and I've stopped over the last number of years, I just don't do it anymore. I think it is important to share and talk about it. Until the next video, I hope you like it. We're going to do another one as part of the de-influencing series very, very soon. And if you like it, like, subscribe. If you want to see more of these, let me know by liking, subscribing, watching the ads, and supporting this kind of content. It is really important. You are enough. The things that you have are absolutely enough. You do not need to have tons and tons and tons, or travel all over every couple of months, or do all of this just to prove your worth or seem like you are a cool kid. What you have is enough. Do not run yourself into debt just because you want to look like the next best influencer. All right? I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Until the next one, I'll see you very, very soon. Until then, see ya. Sayonara.
New package that they got, and they're putting on like a fresh workout suit to like go to the gym every single day. It's like, are people actually wearing like a different, fresh, brand new outfit every single day, and then they only wear it once and then they never wear it again? Okay, that is not normal. Second thing that is not normal is going to Target and just walking around Target and just letting Target tell you what you need, having an unlimited budget and just walking around the store, just like throwing stuff in your cart and then leaving and probably spending $500 on one Target trip, okay? That is not normal. Next thing, having a 10 to 15 step skincare routine, and every single step in the skincare routine is like this high-end product. Each product in the skincare routine probably costs anywhere from like $50 to $100, and there's 15 different steps of it, okay? Not normal. It is totally fine if your skincare routine is like a couple of steps. Last one is having just like a stack of the same product. So what I mean on this one is you have like 10 different foundations, or you have like 50 different candles, or you have like 25 different like tumbler cups. Overconsumption on this app is absolutely wild. And I want you to know that if your life does not look like the lives of the influencers that you see on this app, it is okay. There is absolutely nothing wrong with you. There's nothing wrong with your life. You are exactly where you need to be. See all these influencers living their lives, and they look gorgeous and beautiful, and it looks so fun just to be able to like go out and go to Target and Sephora and Ulta and just be able to buy whatever you want, whenever you want. Not only is that not realistic, but also don't fall into the lie of overconsumption that more is better. I have been there, okay? I have been in tens of $1,000s worth of credit card debt that I've had to work really, really hard to pay off and stay out of. I'm somebody who in the past has really, really struggled with impulse shopping and overspending. It's something that I still honestly struggle with today, where I have to catch myself and practice discipline in this area. But I just want to be a voice here on this app and on the internet telling you that wherever you are is exactly where you're supposed to be financially. There's nothing fun, there's nothing sexy, there's nothing alluring about digging yourself in a hole, about being in debt and constantly being stretched, about
over consuming and having your life and your environment cluttered and a mess and piling up with stuff that you don't even use. And ultimately, I think we all know this, that it's more about the high of the buy. It's more about just going out and consuming this stuff. And then once we get it, we realize like, why did I do this? I don't really even want this. I'm not really going to use it. This didn't change my life the way that I thought it would. It's not making me happy or confident or fulfilled the way that I thought it would. So keep all of this in mind when you're scrolling on this app and you're seeing people living their lives. It's okay if your life doesn't look that way. I always used to have to tell myself when I was getting out of debt, I would tell myself, I am enough, I have enough, and I'm exactly where I'm supposed to be. And so I will tell you, you are enough. You have enough, and you are exactly where you're meant to be.